Donald Trump was defeated last year in 2020, not by Joe Biden per se, but he was defeated by COVID and the desire of the American people to return to a level of normality. Joe Biden is currently low at the polls right now, and Donald Trump is still popular with his base. The popularity is very problematic for the establishment Republicans. And for the Democrats, there are not instant relative reforms that help the poor, the barely middle class, and the middle class itself. You know, things like labor law reform. And if you're not going to do Medicare for all, lowering Medicare eligibility down to 60, 55, or 50. I still insist on Medicare for all. Free college, a federal jobs guarantee program, those sort of things, and a UBI right now, because we still have COVID, and it's being very unpredictable at the moment, and an extension of the unemployment benefits is run out. I believe today is running out. We need to have that extended, and if that's not done, I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump will make it very likely for the GOP to retake the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate in 2022. You know, Kevin McCarthy will more than likely be Speaker of the House in January 23, and Richard Connell, Richard Connell, I'm an asshole. That guy, he will be more than likely the Senate Majority Leader again. So anyway, Kit Cabello and Daniel Lupker both discussed the prospects of a possible Donald Trump run in 2024. I'll show you the video and I'll give you my takes in very shortly. Okay. Momentarily.
Let us all that we can to build a better future.
So let's now move on to something that, we kind of see coming, and I'd be surprised if Trump doesn't do it, but apparently allies see rising prospect of Trump 2020 White House bid. Everyone, put on your surprise face, like, oh, Trump's going to run again in 2024. This guy has an ego the size of 3 galaxies, okay? Trump, of course he's going to try and run again for president. He's not going to take that lost line down.
Are you kidding? He has so much to run for. He just, again, if the Democrats, under their stupidity and Manchin, don't pass that $3.5 trillion, Trump is going to be able to take credit for most of the positive things they did. If they say, we got out of the pandemic under my leadership and what I set up and the vaccine schedules that you said was stupid, I got us out of there. I'm the one that did it. Joe Biden just loafed around. That's all he's going to do. If you don't pass that $3.5 trillion, what can Trump not take credit for?
Yeah. So again, look, and the thing is, Trump running again in 2024 is the DNC and the cul-de-sac progressives and the blue checkmark people on Twitter's wet dream. This is their guy. Corporate media wants this. Their ratings are starting to suck. They need that orange. They need that orange Cheeto crust. They need it. They need it so badly. It's their drug. They're foaming at the mouth. So let's talk about this article from the Hill. Republicans, angling for potential 2024 presidential runs, are at risk of colliding with former President Trump. And if we see it again what we saw in 2016, it's going to be probably more hilarious and probably more interesting than the Democratic primary, because I don't see Bernie Sanders running again in 2024. And if he does, again, different subject altogether. Continuing on. For months, Trump has floated the idea of a 2024 rematch against President Biden, but in recent weeks, he has begun to signal that he may be more likely to run again than not, intensifying a collective headache for other would-be White House contenders who have already started laying down the groundwork for their own campaigns. Look, if Trump runs again, guys, wrap it up. It's going to be funny. It's going to cream all over you. It'll be hilarious. There is little appetite within the GOP to challenge Trump for 2024 presidential nod. He's still the most influential Republican in the country, and running against him in a primary would be a major political risk for any ambitious Republican. The little polling that has been done shows Trump dominating any potential primary opponent by wide double-digit margins. And while a lot can still happen between now and 2024, that is true, Trump's increasingly aggressive flirtation with a third presidential run has caught the attention of his would-be rivals. I think Trump running feels like more a possibility now than it did before, and to one Republican eyeing a 2024 run, that doesn't mean you stop what you're doing altogether. Yes, it does. Come on, buddy, stop. Until he says what he's going to do, that's not an option. That being said, yeah, I think he's putting a lot of candidates on notice, reminding them that he's still in the mix. While Trump has been careful not to say too much about his plans, he has taken steps in recent weeks that suggest a sharper interest in another campaign. He's ramped up his media appearances and press statements, and he's planning upcoming rallies in Georgia and Iowa, the first in the nation presidential caucus state. So again.
Okay, and I just want to hold on. Let me get back. Okay, I just want to say that overall, I agree with both Kit Cabello and Daniel Lupker of what they were saying, and thing about it is, and they went on about it. Before I go on, let me just say that I'm going to put the link down for Heartlanders Media and encourage each and every one of you to give them a sub. Go ahead, subscribe to their channel and hit their notification bell, because from now on, what I'm planning to do, and this is an aside note, I'm going to whenever I do my commentaries, and I mention the left-wing commentators on the online left, since all of us collectively are victims of algorithm discrimination and hatred by the corporate elites of the left. I'm going to do everything I can to promote my fellow leftist brethren, and I think that we all should do that to each other and do this sort of thing and help each other out, because we need to tackle on the powers that be, whether they be hardcore, nasty, right-wing, radical Republicans or cowardly, centrist, corporatist Democrats. So that's what we need to do, and I just want to say that, and I will put the link below as soon as I'm done with the video, and encourage y'all to go ahead and subscribe. But getting back to the video, and they're largely correct. And this is a serious problem for those within the Democratic Party, whether there are corporate Democrats or they're actual left-wing Democrats trying to transform the Democratic Party back to the party of FDR's New Deal. And to try to do what we can to prevent a Republican return, because it's going to be disastrous if the Republicans come back in power. They haven't moderated. They are more unhinged than ever. And it's amazing. 35 years ago, I thought they were unhinged. Looking back, they're moderate compared to now. And they get more unhinged every 4 to 6 years. These new wave of Republicans get more and more and more unhinged. As I said before, from Sarah Palin back in 2008 to Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's where we're at in the United States right now. And it's hard to believe that Sarah Palin would be basically Elizabeth Warren compared to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So anyhow, that's also a little aside note. The caveat I want to include is that Kit Cabello was mentioning about a possible Bernie Sanders run in 2024, which is unlikely. He thinks it's unlikely. Most people think it's unlikely, and unfortunately, I also think it's unlikely. But the thing about Bernie Sanders, and I'm going to be a little bit negative, call it tough love on Bernie Sanders for a moment. I have to confess an increasing frustration with Bernie Sanders lately. He's almost looking like just another Democrat, and I say this with empathy, and I say this with love to Bernie Sanders. Stop it. Please, stop it. They don't like you. They barely tolerate you. And you need to go and be more aggressive against those assholes, the corporate Democrats. And you don't need to be turning your back on people like us. Honestly. because we're the reason why you got to where you got to at this point. So that's my say. But the thing is, Bernie Sanders, I don't want to see him go, and I don't know what 2024 is going to bring as far as him running for re-election, or if he's like, well, I'll make another run for president. Yes, why not? And go out, fiery radical, what have you, or be, the more, very bordering to centrist type of Bernie Sanders of 2020 instead of the fiery populist left of 2016. But the thing about it is that regardless, it looks like for the time being, while I'm going to say the movement has kind of come to a halt, I'm a pessimist at this point, and I think we're going to be stuck with unhinged right-wing Republicans shifting further right and drawing the line in the sand, and corporate Democrats who may whine, you Republicans are a bunch of assholes, but I'll go play patty cake with you. In other words, bipartisanship. Ron Placone once said bipartisanship means the Republicans has a bad idea and the Democrats run toward embracing it. So one of the big advice I will tell you all is when you hear a Democrat bragging about bipartisanship, that's a Democrat. You need to tell them to get the fuck out of the way. You knock them out of the way, figuratively speaking. That's what you do. And otherwise, we're going to just get further and further and further to the right. And I just seen it over the years. And don't think that Donald Trump can't win again. On the one hand, it's very possible that the Republicans establishment might find him toxic enough that they'll be like, oh fuck, we got to prevent this from happening again, and they may try to go and knock him out of the way in whatever ways, or try to bar him from actually entering the primaries altogether. But they know it's also a slippery slope, because if that happens and Donald Trump looks too much like a victim in their eyes, they may just go ahead and the Trump forces may form a third party, which I'm for, because anything you can do to weaken the Republican Party would be something, it will be welcome news, But I also will welcome the fracturing of the Democratic Party too. I want the Democrats and Republicans to fracture apart, because we really need to have a multi-party system at the end of the day. We really do. I will vote for the occasional Democrat, but damn it, I will also vote for the occasional independent too. But the thing about it is, the fact that Donald Trump, in a lot of circles, especially in Republican circles, are being taken seriously. The Trump base are more motivated by Trump than the Sanders base is on the left. And that's too damn sad, because our Overton window is so warped in the United States. It is so warped in the United States that Donald Trump has a better chance of being president in a realistic setting right now on September 13th, 2021, than a serious, frank discussions about a possibility of a Bernie Sanders presidency whereby he being sworn in on January 2025 because he won the 2024 election. That's how sad this country is right now. And damn it, it's frustrating to hell. It really is. Anyway, that's my rant right now. Had to get it out of my chest. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, well, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are the muckrakers of our time. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button so you're kept up to date with hard-hitting commentary by yours truly. I am American Social Democracy. Peace. Class struggle now.